mountain, no matter how rough the sea, no matter how wide the valley, God will deliver ladies inspiring. No matter how high the mountain, no matter how rough the sea, no matter how wide the valley, my God will deliver me. My God is amazing. I know He will deliver. He will deliver inspiring. My God is faithful. I know He will deliver me. He will deliver. Cleopatra. When doctors tell you that the sick can't get better, when bills are piling up, you start to build up. When we send you to go on your knees, my God, you'll get it, this is just get power in the Almighty. Just read and pick up your Bible, pray. My God is amazing. Does He deliver ladies? He will deliver me. My God is faithful. I know He will deliver me. He will deliver me. My God is amazing. I know He will deliver me. He will deliver me. My God is faithful. I know He will deliver me. He will deliver me. God will deliver me. God will deliver me. Gonna run, sing, God will deliver me. God will deliver me. Cleopatra, God will deliver me. God will deliver me. Just God will deliver me. God will, ladies uplifting, God will deliver you. God will, ladies inspiring, God will deliver you. God will deliver. If you're a believer, you've been misused. Last time cut you, you have no food, and no money, and no honey. Suicidal thoughts. My God, that is my God. Hi, Kareen. Good evening. Welcome to Hone Your Health, Motivation Mondayz. What's your mood today? Share, because I know I'm going to drop some information as it relates to health that someone may need to know about. It may be directly affecting them or someone who they know. So I'm just going to drop a few gems. I won't be here too long today because I have other engagements. All right. I'm doing wonderful, Kareen. How about you? What's going on in the neck of your woods? It's Monday. Are you motivated? What's your mood? All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Today is Monday. Monday, wherever you are. It may be another day for the places who are hours ahead of us, like in the UK, Africa, other places that they're 12 hours time difference. But wherever you are, I just want to say good evening, good day to you, everybody. Thank you for... Oh, it's raining in Balaclava. Okay. It was raining where I'm at earlier on. I went on the road. It was really like dark and like it was looking like a puddle. I actually went to Burlington to get a gift card for my previous winner right here on Ladies Uplifting and Inspiring. So welcome everybody to Hone Your Health. Hone Your Health. You know, it's the nurse mode today, Nurse Cleopatra, and I'm here to just drop a few gems as it relates to upper respiratory issues. Do you know someone who suffers from upper respiratory issues? Are you suffering from upper respiratory issues? Do you know what are some of the disorders as it relates to your upper, upper or lower respiratory issues? Doesn't matter. So I'm just here to give you a few nuggets today. So this is for our winner, Paula Thomas. If you're watching me today, here is your prize. You're going to have to send me your address. So this is a gift card that was purchased today for our last week, Thursday winner. All right. So that's what we do sometimes here. So always tune in. You never know. You can always win something as well as you could get some information. You could be invigorated, inspired, something. We always have something here for you right here on this platform. Ladies Uplifting and Inspiring. So what's the message today? The message today is about your respiratory tract. What do you know about your respiratory tract? What do you know? What is the function of your respiratory system? Do you know what is the function of it? Anybody? Everybody? All right, so I won't wait for the answer. If you're listening, I would just let you know that two main functions is that Your respiratory system, you know, you ever hear about you inhale, you exhale, or inspiration or expiration? That has to do with how you take in air, how you let out air. So what it does, you take in oxygen, which the body needs, and you let out the bad gas, which is carbon dioxide. Now, if that is not happening the right way, not functioning the how it's supposed to be, then exactly, then you have a problem. You have a problem, and it could be from any kind of disorders, which I will name a few. So it provides oxygen, and what oxygen does to your system, it also helps your metabolism. It helps, like, you know, like your iron, which is attached to your hemoglobin, to also transport to the necessary tissues in your body so that you can have enough of that to help your body to function. You know how some people may say they're anemic, etc. So sometimes it also may have to do with because they are not getting enough oxygen that can help to transport to the various tissues in their body. All right, guys. So it also removes the carbon dioxide upon your expiration or you exhaling out of the body, because we don't want too much of that. We want that red blood flowing, right? But you know, we have to have a balance. All right. So some of the other functions of your respiratory system, you know, it facilitates your senses. So you know, you're smelling. You know, you can smell. You know, it helps with your speech as well. Somehow you would be surprised to know how your respiratory system connects with your speech, because your pharynx, your larynx, all of that goes down into your lungs. Some of you, do you even know where your lungs is at? Well, it's somewhere, you know, your lungs. If you notice, when they put the stethoscope on you to your back, it's in the upper section of your area here. You know, the mediastinum, big word, you know, but yeah, it also helps with your acid base in your body. So if you ever heard your doctor talking about your pH balance, and you know it's what, between 7.35, 7.45, something like that, you know, that's balance. If it's off to the lower end of the 7 point whatever, then it's acidic, and if it's up above the 7.45, then you know it's more alkaline, which sometimes you may want to, you know, have more alkaline depending on your situation, but you always want to maintain a balance. Also, it also helps with your water, your body water levels. Do you know that you carry around 80% of water in your body and you're not drowning? How good God is, right? And it also maintains heat balance. So homeostasis, you know, we have to maintain that balance in our body. All right, so let's just get right into the meat of the body. What are some of the disorders? What do you think are some of the disorders of the respiratory system? You know, anybody has sinus? Do you know anybody who is always stuffy and sometimes allergy? They're because of the spring season and the blooming of the trees, it affects their sinus, right? So allergy, you know, can cause a disorder. Smoking, if you know someone who smokes, that can cause respiratory issues, right? You know, that can lead to asthma, exactly. But you know, so yes, nosebleed is also a problem. It also affects the respiratory system. The common cold or flu, you know those major ones that you always hear about each day. But did you also know that you can have tumor? Exactly. Alcohol intake can also affect your respiratory system. Yes, Karine, you're very brilliant. I'm a brilliant student, up and running today. All right here on Motivation Mondayz, Hone Your Health with Nurse Cleopatra. Exactly. And do you know that those are like the regular ones we normally hear about on a daily basis? But did you know that if you have tumors can also be a blockage in your, could be in your nasal passage, in your throat? Because, like I said, your throat is also a part of your respiratory system, because everything goes down into the your bronchioles, into your lungs. Guys, that's my alarm for another session coming up. I have only 10 minutes with you guys, but I just wanted to come on here so you could know some of the disorders. Also, if you know someone who has sleep apnea, people who they're sleeping and you hear them draw some big snore and then all of a sudden you don't hear them, that you people who suffers from sleep apnea, you would hear them, or you're so afraid for them, sometimes you think that their breath will stop on them while they're sleeping. So all of these are disorders of the rest. Yes, that could be an issue too, Karine. Correct, most definitely. So all of these things, and then you have people who have tonsil issues as well.
your tonsils do affect your respiratory system as well. Now, I want to do some patient teaching on if, for example, if you ever find yourself having to remove your tonsils. I'm just going to single out that part today, wherein, if you have to remove your tonsils, right? So just let me just finish up just to make sure that you understand what I'm saying. So there are risk factors that could lead to respiratory issues. And some of the risk factors, like Kareen right here, one of my conquerors is listing in the comments, is drinking, allergies, chest injury. So if someone gets a gunshot or a stab wound in their chest, or somebody really jerked them, or, accident, whatever, the steering wheel, whatever, any trauma of such to the chest can cause respiratory issues. A crowded living environment, people who, it's like they're so clustered, they be living in a crowded environment, that can also cause respiratory issues. Your socioeconomic background can be a factor as well. Also, a family history of any infectious disease. A lot of people sometimes they're filled with inflammation that can also affect your respiratory system. Now, what is surprising, and I had to read this one, scoliosis. If you know anyone who has scoliosis, right, any musculoskeletal disorder can also lead to respiratory issues. And scoliosis is something, in brief, if you don't know, where sometimes when children carry too much of a heavy bag on one shoulder, it can cause their body to change stature. So they start leaning on one side, and that can affect the shift in their spine. Okay, so their spine wouldn't be straight anymore, to be more curved. All right, so that can, because remember, your spine is a part of your respiratory. Remember your rib cage and your diaphragm, and then the spine, which also is connected. All right, guys, so these are risk factors. Chewing tobacco, do you know people who chew tobacco, people who smoke? And like Kareen said, drinking alcohol, if you have thyroid issues, all of these are risk factors. Now, smoking. Now, another thing that was surprising to know is that surgery, if you've had any kind of surgery, especially in this area, stomach, all of this kind of area here, thoracic area, then that can also be a risk factor to having any disorder in your respiratory system. And if any viral infections, any viruses that's going on, as you know, everybody's talking about the pandemic here, COVID, viruses that can also lead. Oh, yes, Karin, you know a lot, man. Are you in the medical field, or you did bio or something? But yes, all of these things, bauxite, exactly. Very good point. But I'm trying to hurry, but all of these points that you mentioned, Karin, perfect examples of risk factors that leads up to respiratory disorders. Now, and as I mentioned, some of the disorders could be sinusitis, it could be tumor, it could be obstructive sleep apnea. You hear people who they kind of snore in their sleep, and also nosebleed. The medical word is epistaxis. Nose and common term nosebleed. So people who trouble with nosebleed, those are disorders of the respiratory system. May sound weird. And some people, if they have any deformity in their nasal structure, so let's say their nose wasn't formed the right way, straight and nice, and two nostrils and all of that, any deviation can cause respiratory issues as well. All right, so I just want to say here, just be careful, guys. So those of you who smoke, and those of you who are in dusty areas, cement, anywhere construction is going on, all of that can affect your respiration. Now, if you've ever had to take out your tonsils, I just want to, give some patient teaching on removal of tonsils. Oh, nice, Karine. And is that in Balaclava? Are you living in Balaclava? Awesome. Congratulations. Exactly. I was afraid of bio in school because of the lizards and frogs, but hey, I got through using the pig when I came to America. But yeah. So, if you have had to remove your tonsil, you would normally be placed on what is called a soft diet. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I guess you'll be probably working at the Balaclava clinic or somewhere nearby. I don't know. I'm just asking. So the soft diet is normally recommended for someone who has removed their tonsils, right? And you should eat a diet high in protein, because what the protein does, it helps to heal. It helps to heal. All right, and your calories, high calorie. You got to make sure that you're eating enough to help your healing process. What we're asking you as well to do, if you've had a tonsillectomy, which is a removal of your tonsil, is to avoid aspirins and ibuprofen. Anybody can tell me why? Well, if you don't know, aspirins and ibuprofens are considered as blood thinners. So if you have to remove your tonsil, remember there is a risk of hemorrhaging, so you don't want that. You wouldn't want to take aspirins or ibuprofen to make the matter of bleeding worse, because you want that to stop as quickly as possible. Now, avoid smoking, because, like smoking is one of the risk factors before. So you would have avoid smoking as again, because that could obstruct the whole healing process. Now, also, earaches are common. So if you have had a tonsillectomy, removal of the tonsil, and you find yourself with earaches, that is normal, but you would know what is not normal. If it gets too severe, then consult your doctor, or go back to the ER or something. Now, there may be white patches, and those are over the sites where the tonsils were removed. Those are also normal. Again, exactly. So some of the normal things you'll see after removal of the tonsil is the some white patches where the tonsils were, or you will have some earache, just a little earache. All right. So report any excessive bleeding to your doctor. Make sure you call your doctor. Make sure you have your doctor's number on speed dial. All right. Now we also ask you to drink about 8 to 12 ounces of water, of fluid, daily, because that will help to flush away and all of that. Okay, so I'm just asking you just to be careful once you have your tonsils removed. These are the things that we would teach you how to help with the healing process. And also, one other thing as it came to me was to avoid any strenuous activity, any strenuous lifting. Get someone to help you. If you know that you live alone and you're going to have to remove your tonsils, make sure you probably do everything as it relates to heavy lifting prior to, or you have someone come in and help you. All right, guys. So, with that being said, today I have more information, but unfortunately, I have another session I have to go to, which is going to help me to help you in the future. And this is where it ends for today in terms of hone your health. Meditation Mondays, what's your mood? And the topic today was really dealing with respiration, your respiratory system. So I touched a little bit about the risk factors that could lead to respiratory issues. I also touched on some disorders of the respiratory system, as well as if you've had, I singled out tonsillectomy, if you've had your tonsils removed, some of the things that you would do to help you to heal, you know, quicker and to heal properly. All right, guys. So with that being said, I will see you Thursday night for, see, my alarm is going off. I have my next session in a minute. And Thursday we have testimony Thursday. So if you have a testimony to share and you want to share with our conquerors, with our viewers, feel free to join us 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, and our regular Sunday show, Storytime Sundays, at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I have a little video I want to end with today, and I thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope this information was very valuable to you or someone who you know can use this information. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you later on. Bye for now. Good day, good afternoon, good evening, good night, somewhere. I don't know what time of the day it is. So today, as you know, it is Hone Your Health on Meditation Mondays with your nurse Cleopatra. So I'm showing you today what I am having for today. All right, so stay tuned, guys. All right, so I'm working single-handedly, and I have here my ingredients. You saw what I showed you earlier, all the fruits. I made my fruit bowl, and now, with SKKC moss, of course. I also have some Simple Nature almond butter, and as you can see, I also have a Simple Nature cranberry and cashew, and it's gluten free. So I'm just gonna top this off. You know what, let me just, yeah, I could just top this off with some as you can see, with some of the nuts. So I'm making my own homemade fruit bowl. That's enough. And if I want, I could top off the whole topping, you know, top the whole of the top. Yeah, this is like a meal within itself. All right, guys. So you would just, you know, you can do whatever, however you want to eat it after here. All right. So today, there you have it. It is fruit bowl, and as I always say, hone your health with the Nurse Cleopatra. I'll talk to you later. All right, guys, thank you so much again for joining today on Hone Your Health. Meditation Mondays, what's your mood? So I'll see you guys on Thursday. Thank you so much for watching Ladies Uplifting and Inspiring with your host today, Nurse Cleopatra. Thank you.
Whoa, my God will deliver me. He will deliver